I'm usually good at ignoring messages and that though. This is the thing. I'm usually good at that, but I'll learn. We live and we learn. We move.
To be fair, I know how good you are at ignoring messages.
I've got a new addition to the team. Got Coach G. Amazing. It's vibing. I've known Coach G for a while now, and I've enjoyed his work. I've always admired his work, so really happy to have him on board. I'm a go-getter. Like, that's my boy. My mum and dad raised me. Like, I like to go out there and get it, no matter what I'm faced with, no matter what trials and tribulations are put in front of me. I'll be a world champion one day. That just goes without saying. You give someone like me momentum and some consistency, you're gonna see an artistically violent display of boxing time and time again.
October Red Boxing, we're now in friendly lines. You're on your home turf, ready for Saturday night. How you doing?
I'm good. Blessed to be here. I've been better though. I've just been hacked. It's been hacked on my Instagram, so I'm a bit mad. But apparently I can't track down the guy who did it. So he or she, should I say, he's going to be having a lot of fun right now on my Instagram. But it is what it is. We're ready for fight night. I wish it was here, but we've got a couple more days, should I say. 48 hours and I'll be back in the ring doing what I do best, setting about some poor guy, poor opponent. But listen, man, that's what he gets paid to do. So now I'm just looking forward to it, keen to get out there, put on a show and just enjoy myself.
We know that you're always looking forward to go out there and put on a performance. We like your performance. We're going to come on to that. But what I will say, like in future, you really need to be careful who you're sending DMs to, because obviously that's why your account got hacked.
No, it was the text. I got a text from Facebook, and there was a link, and my far self has clicked this, fully knowing like why not Facebook don't send text. And I've opened a link. I was curious because there was a boy who was asking me to support him and vote for him, and he said he sent a link. Maybe that's the boy who's hacked. I'm gonna get to it. Don't watch that. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna find out. Detective Jordan.
We don't want to take this down a road that we don't need to go down, but opening texts from young boys on Facebook probably isn't what you should be doing, is it?
Me, I was just trying to do the good deed. Someone asked for my support. There's me being nice sometimes. They say showing love get you killed, being nice get you killed. It's a cruel old world out there.
And curiosity will as well.
Yeah, curiosity. I should have just deleted the text. I'm usually good at ignoring messages and that though. This is the thing. I'm usually good at that, but I'll learn. We live and we learn. We move.
To be fair, I know how good you are at ignoring messages. I think there's a few probably unread. Well, you listen, you keep setting yourself up for these things. It's going to happen, isn't it?
It is what it is. We keep it moving. You know, we just got to stay positive, just remain focused on the task in hand, and all will be well. All will be well.
What I will touch on then is obviously preparing for this bout that you've got on the weekend. Just saw your opponent up there. Yeah, we can get on to what he's about in a bit. Somebody that you've had as an addition to a camp. I mean, if, let's say, for example, I like to say that you're somebody that gets through trainers like some people get through underwear.
That's mad. That's a wild one. No, listen, it's been a tough few camps, but like I say, one thing for me is I've just got to stay focused and stay ready for the task in hand. And at the end of the day, that's the fight. We've got a new addition to the team. Got Coach G. Amazing, it's vibing. I've known Coach G for a while now, and I've enjoyed his work. I've always admired his work, so really happy to have him on board. I've got Frank Reeves as well. He'll be in the corner, but I've been doing the majority of this camp with Coach G, as he's obviously been away in Morecambe in camp with David Adelaide. So listen, man, we've got a good vibe, good connection, and I'm just looking forward to getting out there and showing everyone what we've been working on in the ring, man.
Yeah, it's nice to see, because I can see subtle differences. Hopefully you'll let your opponent go past round one this time, so we can actually see those subtle differences in the ring. Your opponent, what's your take on that?
I've heard several. I've heard he's awkward. I've heard he's negative. I heard he's going to run. I heard he likes to fight. I'm just like, it is what it is. For me as a fighter, you've just got to be prepared and ready for whatever. I think one of the main skills for a fighter is to be adaptable, and that's one thing that I definitely am. I'll adapt and I'll adjust to whatever's put in front of me, and that's what I'll be doing on fight night. And I will set about him when the time comes, and I don't think he'll be able to withhold it.
A bit of a self-assessment then, a bit of self-critique on yourself, like moving forward. Like you said, you've got additions to the team. What would you say your improvements are short-term, obviously at this time?
It's just been about being assured and knowing what you're doing. You know what I'm trying to say? So I won't go into too much of what we've been working on and whatnot, but it's just about being assured in yourself and just knowing and being more relaxed. But again, I think that will come naturally with more ring time. You know, I'm trying to say, if I'm just being in there and I'm only in there for a minute, the energy is ever so flowing, should I say. But I'll get in there this time. We'll relax. We'll see what's what, and then we'll set about him.
Somebody that's been described in the boxing industry as a best kept secret, even cross broadcasters. You know, your name is something out there that people are saying, you know, one to watch. Somebody that was on, you know, the small hall and has worked their way up. How do you feel that your career has gone? I mean, some people like to rush it. They like to get on the big platforms first, but it hasn't necessarily gone that way for you. But what are your thoughts on your path and how it's got you to here so far?
I'm a big believer of everything for a reason. I don't like to sit and dwell on that too much and just accept things, because I'm a go-getter. Like, that's my way my mum and dad raised me. Like, I like to go out there and get it no matter what I'm faced with, no matter what trials and tribulations are put in front of me. But it's one of them. There's been several hurdles. It's been tough. It's been a very stop-start, injuries, other stuff going on and whatnot. But I've always remained focused on the task in hand, and that was just to achieve world titles, heavyweight, cruiserweight, whatever you call it. I'll be a world champion one day. That just goes without saying. But the career has been tough, but now I think it is key. Listen, we've got some momentum. We've got the right backing behind me. I've got the right team in place. I've got Eddie. I've got the management team. Things are all going to be running smoothly, and see the momentum. Momentum is key. You give someone like me momentum and some consistency, you're going to see an artistically violent display of boxing time and time again.
And you mentioned that consistency. There's going to be other fighters that are coming through. One thing I always like to do on the channel is to get people like yourselves to pass message, pay things forward. You know, what is a benefit of that consistency, of that patience, of accepting the way things are, and just like you say, like trusting the process, really. How important is that?
It's very important. I mean, listen, boxing it's a testing sport. It will test your resolve, and it's going to test your minerals, so to speak. It's going to push you to those limits, but I think it all comes down to how much you want it, because you're going to get faced with some crazy situations in boxing, no matter who you are. Like, you see, look at Canelo Alvarez. Like, look at some of the stuff which he was going through. That's arguably the best pound-for-pound boxer out there right now. So if he's going through the madness, best believe any other boxer can go through any sort of mad scenario. So it's just staying composed, and like I say, keep a nice tight circle around you. For me, I'm blessed. I've got an amazing family around me. I'm truly blessed to be in the position I am with a family. Again, not everyone's got that sort of backing, so it's tough. I do get that, but try and keep those who are close and those who are in your circle. Just know who they are, know what they're about, and you'll flourish. You'll flourish, no doubt.
It's quite interesting that you touched on Canelo there, because obviously I remember before one of his bouts, I think a family member of his was kidnapped, and he still went in there and won the fight. Boxing is not for everybody, and it really will test your character. How did you know that you were going to be able to push through what you pushed through to get where you are today? What was it in boxing that really tested your character?
In boxing, there's been tests, there's been trials and tribulations, hurdles and doors which have maybe had another door behind them and stuff like that, but I've been through way more in life, real life situations, real life trials and tribulations, which, yeah, listen, ain't nobody care right now. So if I start blurting out, listen, this is what I went through, nobody cares until you make it. So when I start strapping up and I got my world title, my world cruiserweight titles around my waist, I'll let everybody know, and it'll be drip by drip. But believe me when I tell you, listen, I've faced my trials and tribulations. Yeah, some of them have been put on myself, by myself, but at the end of the day, I've came through them. I know who I am. And listen, it's going to be an exciting one. It really is going to be an exciting journey, because, like I say, I know where I've come from and I know myself. And this is all just part of the journey. It's all part of the process, and it'll make it that much sweeter when I do reach the top of the mountain, because I put myself there. I had no handouts. I done it the hard way. I've done it the hard way. So I ain't here for no one telling me, oh, you had a handout and blah, blah, blah. Believe me, I grafted, I grinded. Shit, I was paying to fight at one point. So now I'm getting paid. But I've earned my stripes. I've done my apprenticeship, and I've passed it with flying colours, and I just continue, and I will continue to pass these tests with flying colours. That's just the character that I am. I always rise to the occasion.
And I like that, and you've touched on a key thing that I always talk about, and that is character. To me, it doesn't necessarily matter about what you win. You know, fair enough, you want the titles, but what carries you through, not just only in the sport of boxing, but in the sport of life, is your character.
Listen, it's all about your character. That's what it comes down to. And I think I've been blessed to have, like I've touched on before, an amazing mum and dad who are an exemplary example of what an amazing character should be. So to have role models like my mum and dad, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's had its tests and it's had its times where it's been a bit rocky and whatnot, but now I'm older, now I'm more seasoned in this school of life. I look back and I'm like, damn, it's like my pops and mums, they weren't lying at all. And I'm trying to say, so yeah, I rebelled, yeah, we had our falling outs, but my family have always stayed real and they've stayed loyal. When, believe me, they could have just been like, psh, they could have turned their eye. Because I've seen it happen in other situations with other people who I know who have been close to me, so that means a lot to me. And all I got to do is go out there and make them proud at the end of the day, so that's what I will do. Ain't no man from any place in this damn world going to stop me from getting to where I need to get to and putting my family on the map. I tell man that right now.
I love that energy.
You can see it as well. Trust me, I mean what I'm saying. There ain't a man that will come between me and what my family is due. On God and them. Trust me.
We're gonna chase. No, I'm not gonna start. I'm not going to start singing, but we're going to talk about the cruiserweight division, a division that is tasty. You know, you've got some good fighters in there. You yourself gave a really accurate description, a prediction of what was going to happen with the Riakpur Jumma fight. Talking about cruiserweights, I know you're going to say, yeah, they can all get it and blah, blah, blah. We get, obviously, you're going to say that. You're not going to say, oh, I don't fancy fighting him. However, say, for example, even playing field, no more building fights, no more hurdles to jump over. Which one of them would you really fancy your chances with? Or in fact, not even fancy your chances, you just think you'd make really good dance partners in the ring. That's quite fair.
Whoever pays the most, whoever I could earn the most money off. For me, listen, I'm a guy, like you just said, you can't tell me a name and I'm not going to tell. I believe I can beat everyone, and I truly believe that. I'm not just saying it, I truly do believe that. In terms of if I could pick, whoever going to make the most money, because it's just a business at the end of the day. Business first, the legacy after. You know what I'm trying to say? So the legacy will be achieved. That goes without saying. But first we got to get paid. We got to get these belts, and the rest will follow. It'll happen naturally.
I like that. If it doesn't make pence, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. This is what I'm saying. Like everyone's like, oh, I'll fight anyone and blah blah blah. But don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy, bro. This is a business, a brutal one at that. You get your head punched in, you get your brain scrambled. What did Joe Frazier say? Was it Joe Frazier? He said, boxing the only sport where you can get your brain shut and your name in the Undertaker book. So listen, it's a brutal sport. Don't be a dummy. It's a business. Get paid, get in and get out. And I'm trying to say, once you've made your money, once you've got your titles, then you can start thinking about legacy and having these amazing fights. I'm here for that. Believe me, I'm on the smoke. But listen, it's a business. That's why I got an amazing management team. That's why I'm with the best promoter in the business. Because at the end of the day, we've got to get paid. We're fighters. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a short career, a brutal one at that. We might not be the same after it, but the plan is to get in and get out unscathed and make a decent enough living for yourself and set yourself and your family up for life. Simple as.
Is it though? Because we know how addictive boxing is. I have listened, but Mike Tyson, I'm a massive fan of Mike Tyson. I've watched, interviews of him like recently, where talking about the sport, being in the sport, it's made him cry. The thing is, there's something special about boxing, and I know that because I'm standing here, privileged to speak to people like yourselves. There's some kind of magic in this sport that, as in my position, I'm quite lucky. I can carry on doing what I'm doing forever as long as I'm still breathing. But with yourselves, it's a short career. I know this is a way down the line, and I'm not asking you to close any chapters, but how you, in your mindset right now, how do you think you will hang up those gloves, hand over those belts and walk away? I know you said it's business, but there is a kind of attachment, or am I just putting words in your mouth?
No, you're not. I mean, listen, I know the type of individual I am. I know I was raised, so that's why I'm so keen on talking about the whole legacy thing, because believe me, it is about legacy. When it's all said and done, you can't take no money to your grave. So yeah, the money's for the here and now. Like maybe to set up generations to come. It depends how big of a name you become in the sport of boxing. But listen, I'm a competitive freak through and through. So even if I'm drinking a glass of water, I'm trying to finish that glass of water before that guy finishes that glass of water. Someone walking down the corridor, I'm trying to beat that guy to the door. I'm a freak of nature when it comes to that. So I'll listen. Say 10 years down the line or however many years down the line. If I retire, listen, I'll probably be very easy to get back out of retirement. I'll be one of them guys, but you have to pay me though. You're going to have to pay.
We like it. Anyway, listen, I'm going to leave you to it. In fact, we're going to get something to eat because I'm kind of...
Let's go get some food.
Yeah.
We need to find somewhere decent.
Well, this is your town. If it was Birmingham, I'd know.
The decent spots I know, all I know is weighing day tomorrow. And there's some dumpling, yam, plantain. Might not go down too well on them scales, so we'll just keep it. I don't know, San Carlo. I don't want to give anyone actually free exposure. Actually, take that out.
Yeah.
But they ain't sponsoring me. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we'll find somewhere good, no doubt.
Listen, we're going to carry on talking, but for the viewers, October Red Boxing and the lovely cruiserweight, Jordan Thompson.
Appreciate you always.
Always.
You know the vibes.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.